So from today, we are going to start with Informatica Cloud, IICS. Okay. So as part of the course, like firstly, let me show what are the concepts that I'm going to cover up. Okay, and how each concepts that we are going to learn. Okay. So basically, so this is on a high level. So don't think like no. So I'm going to exactly follow this thing. Okay. So I have my own style, but yeah, on a high level, if we wanted to know what is the course content, like what are the different concepts that we are going to learn. Yeah, these are all of them. So what is ETL and what is the overview of IACS and what is the architecture of cloud informatica and what is secure agent, what is runtime environment and basics of IACS. Okay, so what are the different components of IACS is there and how do we create connections? What is the synchronization task, replication task, and different transformations. Okay, different transformations, how each transformations are going to work. So the parameter file, this is one of the important concept, and informatica schedules. Okay, and notifications, different type of task flows, lookups, partitions. Okay, so this administration part is basically I will show you. Okay, so what exactly, because this is required for ISCS. Okay, but basically we are not going to create any roles, or we are not going to create any group permissions, and all we are not going to give, but these are all required when we wanted to access it. Okay, so these things also I'll explain. Okay, so I'll share this content, okay, with all of you guys. So what are the different type of concept that we're going to that I'm going to teach up. Along with this, real-time concepts, real-time project related documents I'm going to show you guys, and real-time documentation, how we have to prepare. That is also I'm going to show, and the project explanation, how real-time project is going to be. So that also I'll explain, and then Unix concepts. So this is the complete uh, content of the next few classes. Okay, which I'm going to cover with Informatica. Okay, so first is we have learned SQL, we have learned data warehouse. Now we are coming to this ETL. So this is the main core subject that we are going to, as per this is the main core subject which we are going to learn. But Oracle and data warehousing are the supporting tools or technologies which we need to know before we start with Informatica. See, usually people when they are going to start their courses, right, they'll just directly go to IICS and they'll explain it. So in the market, there are very less people who are going to take up SQL and data warehousing concepts before we start with IICS. Okay, but for me, so to start with IICS, SQL knowledge is very important, and data warehousing knowledge also is very important. So that you guys know you'll be getting a clear idea when I'm going to explain these classes. Okay, now so before we start with this one, did anybody know what is ETL?
It's extract, transfer, and load, Pascal.
Extract, transform, and
Transform
load.
and load.
Okay, so ETL is nothing but extract, transform, and load. Okay, extract, transform, and load. So basically, so since you are listening SQL concepts, right? From day one, I have been telling that We'll be having a source, we'll be having a source, and we'll be having a target, and we are going to load the data from source to target. Is what I've been telling you guys, right? So, as part of ETL, that is the main activity that we are going to do. So, we will be having data in one place that we are going to extract it, and we are going to transform it as per the business logic, and then we are going to load it into the target table. Okay, so source can be any different type of source. Source can be SQL, source can be Microsoft SQL Server, source can be flat file, source can be Postgres database, source can be Snowflake, sources can be anything, and even targets also can be anything. Targets also can be having anything, like target can have Oracle, flat file, Snowflake, Postgres, MongoDB, any database. Okay, target also can have anything. But in between transform, so whatever we are going to learn is for transform. So the transformation logics are common. Okay, for this kind of a requirement, for this kind of a requirement, what is the transformation logic that we will have to use it is what we have to understand. What are the different transformations that we have, how each transformation is going to work, at which place which transformation that we will have to use it, at which place which transformation that we will have to use it is what we have to understand. Okay, so even if you go to real time, so whatever the tool technologies, whatever we are going to use it here while we are practicing it, the same thing that we are going to use it in real time also. Okay, the UI will be same, the transformations will be same, the properties will be same, everything will be same. Only the difference is source can be different, sorry, source will be different, target will be different, in between transformation logic will be different. In between transformation logic will be different. Apart from that, rest everything same only. Like tool is exactly same only. You don't need to get a feel like uh, whatever I'm practicing something here and what will be there in real time. See the advantage of is the advantage of ETL tools. Any ETL tool, there are a hell lot of ETL tools in market like Informatica, MSBI, Abinishu, SSIS, Data Stage. Like that, there are a lot of ETL tools are there in the market. Out of that, every every ETL tool, whatever they are going to practice, the same tool that they are going to use it in real time also. Okay, so that is the advantage of ETL tools. See, that is the reason where people are getting succeeded in the market by learning these ETL tools. The reason is the reason is whatever they are learning, they will be having the same thing. If you go to any programming language like Java, Python, C Sharp, any programming language, .NET, any programming language that you know. So every program that you will have to write your own on your own. So for this logic, you will have to think the program and you'll have to write the program. Okay, and which program that you are going to write it, at which line it is going to give an error is because of which place that there will be thousands of lines of programs will be there. So it will be very difficult to identify if at all there is an issue. So that is the power of programming language. Okay, so people should have more talent and knowledge when they have to work in programming language. But when it comes to ETL tools, any person can do it. Okay, any person can do it in these ETL tools. Okay, now as part of this ETL course, we are going to learn Informatica Cloud. Informatica Cloud IICS. See, earlier we have Informatica Power Center. So, Informatica Power Center is an on-premises ETL tool. On-premises in the sense, so that was locally installed software. Okay. Now, Informatica is a cloud-based software. Okay. So, in Informatica Power Center, where we have different tools like Designer, Workflow Manager, Workflow Monitor, Repository Manager, like. But Informatica Cloud, everything will be coming under single umbrella. Okay, that is one web-based application in which we are going to have all the all these like different subtypes of components. Okay, administrator component or repository manager component or data integration component or application integration component. There are several components that we have. All the components that is under a single umbrella called Informatica Cloud web-based application. This web-based application. So when you go to real time also, you'll be using the same web-based application. Okay, but login username might be different. Sorry, login username will be different, but the way how we are going to connect is same. Any question here? Any question? Anyone having any question?
No, Bhaskar. No, Bhaskar.
So now, what is the architecture of IICS? Okay, so this is one of the important question which people are going to ask in interviews. Okay, so this is the Informatica Cloud architecture. If you see here, right? So this is the Informatica Cloud architecture. Okay, so we are here. We are at the user front. Okay, we are going to use a web client. Web client in the sense web-based application. Okay, so this web-based application that will be installed in our sorry, that will not be installed. That will be used. That will be opening in our web browser, any of the web browser. What this web browser is going to do, the moment when we are going to open it, it is going to connect to the intelligent cloud services. Okay, Informatica Cloud Services, it is going to connect. So this Informatica Cloud Services is going to be connected using secure agents. So when you wanted to connect into the any of the databases or source or target any of them, so you are going to use the secure agent. Okay, so this secure agent will be used to connect to the databases. Okay, and the secure agent is going to be act as in between layer to connect to the Informatica Cloud Services with the target database services. So there are different type of services like on-premises database and cloud databases. So the Salesforce, Amazon Redshift, Snowflake, okay, all these are cloud-based databases. Okay, Oracle, SQL Server, SAP, Teradata, Siebel, all these are on-premises databases. But now even these also are migrating it to cloud-based. They are migrating it to Azure or AWS storages that they are going to migrating it. Okay, so this Oracle and Oracle SQL Server, they are also now becoming in cloud services. Earlier they were on-premises tools. Now they are going to be in cloud services. Okay, because the people when we say that so the Informatica cloud that we are using it. So when we are using a cloud application, then why we have to use on-premises databases? Let us use the cloud database only because with the cloud database, the data retrieval process is very much faster. So in this cloud, if you see right, this is a multi-tenant architecture. So multi-tenant means each tenant is an each user. Multiple user or multiple organizations can use this Informatica cloud services. Okay, now so that's why we'll call it as a multi-tenant services, multi-tenant architecture, because there are several repositories. So these repositories will be having the components information. So whatever the components or whatever the objects that we are going to see it in Informatica cloud, that we will call it as metadata. Like we are going to create mappings, mapping tasks, task flows, synchronization tasks, dynamic tasks. Like there will be several tasks that we are going to create. All the tasks that we are going to, all the components, whatever we are going to see, are all the objects that we are going to see it in Informatica Cloud application. We'll call it as metadata. Okay, so that we will call it as metadata. So we are going to create the metadata. So that metadata will be stored in the repository. So that repository, whenever we execute any mapping or any job, so that is going to connect to the secure agent. This secure agent will be installed in Windows or Linux. Okay, so in our local machine, we will have to install our secure agent. Okay, in our local machine, we will have to install secure agent. But here, in real time, so we don't need to install any secure agent. Secure agents will be already installed. Our user should be added to the Active Directory groups. Okay, so our user should get credentials to log into the Informatica Cloud application in real time. Okay, so we need to ask our team members how we have to raise a request to get access to Informatica Cloud. So all we need to get is just raise a request, get the access. That's it. So rest all the installation of secure agent, okay, this metadata project creations or repository creations, everything will be performed by the Informatica admins in real time. Okay, since we will not be having any admins here, we are going to install in our local machines. Okay, so this is the architecture. Okay, so user whoever is going to access this, whoever wanted to access, they should first open that in the web browser, and this user should have access, and there will be a firewall here. If you see here, right? So this firewall is going to verify or validate so whether this particular user is having proper permissions to access this Informatica Cloud or not. So if there is no permissions, then this firewall is going to block this particular user. Okay, so your user does not exist or you don't have privileges or permissions to access this object. Okay, like that. So there will be a firewall. So this firewall is going to this firewall is going to block the people whoever does not have access. Whoever is having access, they will this firewall will allow to enter into these cloud services where we can create our components or our objects. Okay, this object will be accessed through secure agent. So this secure agent is a place. Sorry, secure agent is an application which is going to be a channel between these sources and targets or connection creations. Okay, any question here?
No, Bhaskar. Okay.
Bhaskar, one question. So here IICS, I have seen these are the on-premises data application. Okay, SAP SQL Server. So
Yeah, yeah,
IICS will connect both, like
both.
on-premises services it will connect as well as cloud database it will connect, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
See, earlier, right, in Informatica Power Center application that we have, okay, so that was having a huge file. Okay, so we need the GBs of storage, like 20 GB, 30 GB storage is required to install Informatica Power Center on-premises application. Okay, since it is a cloud-based application, it is the process is very simple now. Okay, so only thing that we will have to install is Secure Agent. Okay, that is a very lightweight installation file. So that we are going to use it to install. Okay, I'll show you how these are going to execute. Okay, how we will have to install and all.
Okay.
Okay, so the secure agent installation I'll show you so that you can everybody can follow the same process and get your secure agent installed and start your practice. Okay, so as I mentioned, this secure agent is a lightweight installation file. Okay, so which is going to have lightweight installation file. So it will be in some MBs. Okay, so that will be downloaded from that when we are practicing in our local mission. So that we will be downloading it from Informatica Cloud login. Once we are going to get access, then we'll be logging into Informatica Secure Agent place. When we go to administrator, we'll be having an option to install. So just download it and install it. Okay, so without secure agent, we cannot execute any IICS stuff because this secure agent is going to be a catalyst that which is going to be used as a connector between the source and target connections, because so the target or source, whatever the connection that we are going to do, or from wherever the database that we are going to read the data. Okay, so this is going to be a catalyst between the Informatica cloud and the backend database. Okay, so this is going to establish connection between database and Informatica cloud. So as soon as we install the secure agent, we need to configure a runtime environment. Okay, so with this runtime environment, see these are the several steps. So secure agent is an installation file that we are going to install it. Now we will have to configure the runtime environment. So why runtime environment is required? The secure agent is going to establish a connection between the database and Informatica cloud. Now when we are executing it, so the jobs that we will have to run it, right? When we have to execute the jobs, so there should be a channel, okay, which is going to be used to trigger these particular jobs. So in order to do that, then we'll be having a runtime environment. Now in real time, we'll be having three runtime environments: dev, UAT, and production. Okay, so now when we are executing all the jobs, so now we need to see at which runtime environment this job has to execute, like dev environment or UAT environment or production environment. Okay, according to the runtime environment that we are going to select, so the jobs are going to get executed. Okay, so usually, right, for dev we'll be having one runtime environment, UAT will be having one runtime environment, production will be having one or two runtime environments. That so usually two runtime environments will be there, but one will be used because the other one will be the backup. Like if at all the main runtime environment is getting any issue, then automatically it will switch to the second runtime environment, which is a backup runtime environment. Okay, so runtime environment is a place or is an agent that is going to be used to run our jobs. Okay, so there will be multiple. Sometimes, right, what is going to happen if the data loads are more? Okay, if the data loads are more, then we'll be having multiple secure agents. Okay, so multiple secure agents that we are going to use it to run multiple jobs, because if at all there is any huge volumes of data, that millions of data is going to be processed using hundreds of thousands of IICS jobs. Okay, so that in order to split up the data load between these jobs, we are going to have multiple secure agents. So whenever we are going to create a mapping, then we will have to configure this runtime environments or secure agent that we will have to select, under which secure agent that we will have to execute this particular job. Okay, so there are certain organizations where they are going to create the runtime environment specific to the region. Okay, in real time, if you see, right, we'll be having Asia Pacific region, okay, UK region, okay, US region, okay, US region that we'll call it as North America region, okay, and Asia Pacific region. There is at the region level where the secure agents will be created, so that these secure agents will be used, or these runtime environments that will be used according to the region, so that the load balancing at the region level will be splitted. So there will not be complete burden on a single runtime environment. Okay, so this is basically which is needed to execute these IICS jobs. So usually, right, so we are not going to do any activities, all these activities. There will be Informatica admin who is going to do this activity. The configuration of secure agents and configuration of runtime environments. Now, so yeah, this is about secure agent and runtime environment. Anyone having any questions? Okay, so now I'm going to explain about how do we create Informatica free account. So for everyone, for one mail ID, will be having 30 days of free cloud account that we can create it. Okay, so we'll be having flexibility to use 30 days of free account. So everybody So we should create our free account, so which we will be having for 30 days, and then we will have to create with one more account with one more mail ID. Because getting this license of Informatica Cloud is too high actually. So that's the reason we are going to create a free cloud account. So for our practice purposes, because so once we are going to have one or two accounts, like we can practice everything. Okay, so then we don't need to have this account at all, because we will already have in practice, and also by the time we would be joining in our organization, so that in the organization where we'll be having our tool for working purpose. Okay, so for now let me show how do we create trial account. So go to Google, search for Informatica trial account, so that you'll be opening this page. So then click on this free trial. So this page is going to open. So here we have to keep SLK, any job title, let's say software engineer. So under the work email, mention your Gmail ID. Select the role as developer. Phone number. Organization, put your any organization. Select the region as India. Keep your state and city, country, postal code, everything. Okay. Select the delivery location is Asia Pacific. Okay. Any region. So according to your region, you can select it. Okay. So select I have read. Start your free trial.
Was the first option is the what? Yes, Informatica may send marketing communication via email or okay.
This is showing username is already exist. Let me log into my Gmail ID.
Bhaskar, sorry to cut off. Is there any difference in the data center selection, or it's the same in the free trial?
It's the same. It's the same.
Okay.
There will not be any differences. Okay. So we'll be receiving an email from Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services account. So once we get this email, just click on this verify me now. Okay. So then you will be getting what's the username and what's the link that you'll have to use it to log in. Okay. So the moment you click on this verify me now, then it will be opening with a new web page where it will be asking for password. So you should give your password. Select security question. Password must be 9 characters. Okay, so our trial account is created. Okay, now just close it. So click on this login URL. So your username will be your Gmail ID. So usually, so when you're creating your trial account, so you should give your Gmail ID as your username. Okay, so now as soon as you open here, it is going to ask for this. So the prerequisite is, so our system should have at least one database. So since I have explained about Oracle, so let me select Oracle. So I have this Oracle database.
This Oracle database in my local system, right, Bhaskar?
Yes, in
Okay.
our local system. So that we are going to open all the products. What are the different products that we'll be having in real time? In real time, we'll be having more products. Okay, in real time, we'll be having more products because currently, as part of this course, we are going to learn only about the data integration part. Okay, so in real time, we will be having application integration as well. Okay, application integration needed a real time servers to learn. Okay, so but majorly 70 to 80% of the organizations they are going to use only the data integration. So where we are going to read the data from a source and load the data into a target, and before that we'll be transforming it. Okay, so that we are going to have administration. When we are going to work as a data integration part, we should need only these three products: integration, administrator, and monitor. Okay, so data integration is a place where we are going to create our Informatica jobs like mappings, mapping tasks, task plus, whatever we wanted to. And so administrator is a place where we are going to create connections, users, user groups. We are going to create in administrator or configure the secure agents, configure the runtime environments. So anything related to admin activities that we are going to use it with administrator. And monitor is a place where we are going to monitor the jobs, whatever the jobs that we are going to execute. So those executed jobs that we can see it in the monitor. Okay, and also in real time, if you see, right, so as like data integration, we will be having application integration. Okay, so in the application integration where we should need the web services, so JMS queues, MSM queues, so they are going to read the data from real time servers. Okay, since we will not be having any real time servers, so I'm not going to explain that as part of this course. I'm going to explain only about data integration. Okay, and there will be one more product called API portal. Okay, so in the API portal where we can create or configure the APIs. So let us start with data integration, administrator, and monitor. So as part of the data integration course, we are going to learn these things. So in the data integration is a place where we are going to create mappings, uh, dynamic mapping or synchronization tasks, data mapping tasks, task flows. Okay, all these activities that we are going to learn in the data integration. Okay, so now installing of secure agent. So any question here before I go to installation of secure agent?
No, Bhaskar.
How do we install the secure agent? Go to administrator, click on this administrator. Click on this runtime environments. Okay, once you click on this runtime environments, here we have an option of download secure agent. Okay, on the right top corner where we'll be having download secure agent. Click on this download secure agent and see on which platform that you wanted to select, Windows or Linux. So select the Windows and then click on download so that agent 64 installation file will be download. Okay, once this file is getting downloaded, then we will have to install this secure agent. Okay, so by default we'll be having Informatica cloud hosted secure agent will be there, but this we are not going to use it, because so this will not be having access to our databases, because we'll be having data in our local database. So the Oracle database, that whatever we have, so our data will be there in our local database. So we cannot connect to this database by using this Informatica cloud hosting secure agent. Just go to this folder. Okay, now download. Sorry, now double click on this installation file. Click on yes. So this installation is very easy. Okay, so we should just click on next. Okay, so it will automatically get installed. So once it is getting installed, then we will have to, then there will be a pop-up open where we will have to register it. Now click on next, install, so that it will get installed.
So Bhaskar, for the Java runtime environment in local machine, definitely you should have the Java JDK, right? Or
No, if at all if it is not there, if at all it is not there, then it will automatically install.
okay.
Okay, so we should, this pop-up will be opened. So in this pop-up where we have to give our mail ID. So what is the mail ID that we have registered?
This is
And
the email ID, right, Bhaskar? Which we
yeah, this is our email ID.
Hmm.
Okay, now we will have to select the install token will be there in our runtime environment. Okay, so generate install token. So which is going to generate, just copy it and paste it, paste it here. Now register it. So once we register, then secure agent will be get installed. Okay, so when secure agent is getting installed, so it will show secure agent core is running. Not all services are ready. Okay, so now just close it, but still it will be here in the, so still the secure agent will be here. So if you click here, then we'll be having a secure agent here. So this secure agent to start, so it will take some 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, now you can close this. Okay, just refresh this page. So here, so in the pop-up, right? So where you'll be able to see all the services are up and running. Okay, so here once all the services are started, then so in the secure agent pop-up where we can see all the services are up and running. Okay, so once all the services are up and running, then only we'll be able to use this Informatica Cloud. So the every time, so always don't write don't shut down your laptops. Okay, don't shut down your laptops, because when you shut down your laptop, again when you are going to open, or when you are going to open next time, it will take some time to start all the services. Okay, try as much as possible not to restart your machine, so that you can easily connect, because if system is not restarted, services will be still running. Okay, now you can see here the runtime environment is created. Now click here where you can see which all the services are up and which all services are still starting or in progress. Okay, still you can see here not all the services are up and running. So here starting up. Okay, so only common integration components are up and running, and data integration server and other. So these are did not started yet. These are starting up. Okay, so this will take some time, like 5 to 10 minutes it will take to start. You just need to click on this refresh status. Okay, so that the status will be keep updated here. Okay, try after for every 5 minutes like that, so that you can see the status of the services. Once all of them are getting up and running, then we should be able to use our services.
So, Bhaskar, here, Kanchana name is, what is this Kanchana
This
name?
is my system name.
System name is our local system name.
Yeah, local system name.
Okay.
Because usually you'll be having desktop iPhone, some number will be there. Okay, so while installing, usually the people are going to follow default names. They are going to use the default name, but no, I have renamed it. So this is our system name. So this is about installing of Secure Agent. Okay, I think this is enough for today. Installation of Secure Agent. So I request everyone to go through this session and try to install the Secure Agent. So then how are we going to create the connections, and how are we going to create the mappings, that we'll see from tomorrow. Any
Okay.
question?
Okay, Bhaskar. So, Bhaskar, in real-time environment, so this admin team only is going to create the connection, right? Runtime environment, security connection.
Yes. Yes.
So, for that, we need to provide any documents like this is the folder.
No. Because so this is a one-time activity. Okay. So when we are joining in an organization, so by the time like this would have been already installed. Okay. We don't need to install for every project. Okay. So this runtime installation. So this is the moment when Informatica Cloud application is going to launch in the organization. Okay. Once it is done, the rest of the part that they will be installing this Oracle software, they'll be installing this all other sources things or target databases, that they will be installing it. See, when we get into real time, we don't need to work about the security concept altogether. All we have to do is we just need to whether our user is there in the Active Directory groups or not. If our user is there, then we'll be having access. Accordingly, we will be just opening our data integration and create them jobs.
Okay, Bhaskar.
Yeah, we don't need to provide any details, because that the admin team, they will be knowing this information. If at all we see any issues, we just need to inform them that this particular source that I wanted to use it, but which I'm not able to use it. So can you please check from your end, so that they'll be checking from their end and they'll be helping us to resolve that issue.
Okay. Because we created few connections, right, for the downstream teams like RxS, Sparkle and all. So that's what I asking.
That is
So,
it's a connection that we will have to create. Okay, so
okay.
that will come here. Okay, so installation of secure agent is different with connection creation.
Okay,
If
Bhaskar.
secure agent is running, up and running, then we'll be creating connections, so that since the secure agent is up and running, right? So this is going to establish a connection to the backend databases. Okay, in real time, so all the databases will be installed in a server. So, okay, and even this IICS also will be installed on the same server, so that there will be backend. What I can say, firewalls. Okay, so there will be backend firewalls which are going to verify whether this particular user is allowed to establish the connection with this particular database or not. Okay, because in the backend all the servers will be integrated and those will be secured using a firewall. Okay, so usually, right, if you see whitelisting users and all, okay, so our user should be whitelisted, then only we'll be able to access it and all. Okay, but that is going to be a very big activity. Okay, so that is not needed for us. So we as a developer, we just need to make sure our secure agent is up and running or not, and then we should be able to create the connections or not. This is what is required for us.
Okay, Bhaskar.
Only thing is when you log in, so first thing, once we are able to log in, right, then we should come to this user groups. Okay, so what are the user groups for the project? For this, for every project, there will be separate user groups. Okay, so let's say, let me create one user group here. IICS. So what are the roles? So I'm going to give all. These are the roles for this particular user group. Okay, now I'm saving it. So group members. So we need to, whether first thing is whether this user group is created or not. So in this user group, whether our user is there or not. Okay, so this activity also will be performed by admins only. We are not going to perform anything. All we have to know, all we have to do is we just need to come to this user groups, whether the project related user group is present or not. So if it is present, just go inside whether in the group members, whether our user is there or not. Because if our user is there, then only we'll be able to access the application, access that particular project. Otherwise, we will not be able to access the projects. Okay, so this is the first and preliminary activity that we will have to do as soon as we get access to the Informatica cloud. Okay, but so 99% of the organizations, they are going to follow the same process. There are very rare cases where they are going to give direct admin privileges to the users in dev environments, so that they don't need to be part of any groups or any they don't need to be part of any of the groups, because they'll be having direct access to Informatica cloud because they'll be having admin privileges. There are certain organizations that they are doing it. So this is one process, one way of doing it. But when you get into real time, so since each organization, they'll be having their own processes, what we should do is, so this is the process that we are following in our previous organization. So what is the process in our current organization that we are following it? So that is something that we will have to ask, so that people will be able to understand that, so these people is having the knowledge. Now I can see here the secure agent is all services are up and running. Now go to runtime environments here. So make sure all the services are up and running. See, all the services are up and running. Okay, so then we should be able to create connections, we should be able to create mappings, and we should be able to do whatever the activities that we wanted. Okay. Any questions? Anyone having any questions here?
No
Now,
worries.
Bhaskar.
Okay then. Thank you so much. Let's meet tomorrow.